Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Juju's Journey. I'm Juju. This is my journey. I'm a 47-year-old widow. Been a widow now for 1 year and 1 month. On the 11th will be a month. 1 year and 1 month. This channel is about my journey of trying to move on, live life by myself, on a tight budget, just find joy, find peace, find happiness, learn how to live by myself after all of these years. I've never really lived by myself until now because I moved out of my family home and then had roommates. I've never lived by myself. This is the first time, so I've successfully lived by myself for over a year now. It's okay. As far as taking care of things, I know how to do that. I've been doing that my whole life. That's not the hard part. I guess the hard part is not having someone to take care of. Never thought about it like that before. Whenever I met my husband, he had 2 little girls, so I came in being a mom, basically, as a caregiver. Before that, I went into early childhood education and had a daycare center. And then I taught preschool for almost 20 years. Then I had 3 kids of my own and, of course, a husband. And so I've always taken care of somebody, even before I became a stepmom. I've always been caring for people. And so as life has taken it, I've cared for my elderly family members. I cared for my children. I cared for my husband. And then the past year, the only person I've really had to care about or take care of is myself. And of course, I didn't do a good job on that last year. So now I guess I'm learning to be able to take care of myself and do what's best for me in order for me to live the rest of this life basically happy and have joy and not feel guilty about finding joy and being happy and living again. It's funny how that happens. My brain, the way it rotates and thinks all day long about things. Like, I normally don't feel guilty, but then at times I do. Like, I feel guilty for being happy, and I shouldn't do that. I should be rejoicing that I feel like I can be happy again. And that's my whole focus for this year, is finding joy and happiness again. And why am I feeling guilty? But anyway, I feel good. I am happy. I do not have a headache today. I woke up full of energy, went and got my hair trimmed. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I got it trimmed. It's not fixed, but it's trimmed, so maybe I won't have lopsidedness, and it'll probably be better whenever I fix it tomorrow. But it feels good. I love the way your hair feels after you get it cut. It feels so healthy. And but we've got anyway, life is so funny. So first of all, I want to say thank you. There's several people that have commented, and that's what I want. I want this to be a community for people to comment and let me know how they're doing, because a lot of people, everybody goes through grief and goes through changes. People have hard times. They have a hard time with their budget. We're supposed to be there for each other. And then just people reaching out and saying, hey, or I'm sorry, or just commenting, that makes me so happy. And those of you that have subscribed, thank you so much. So if y'all feel free, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and please leave me a message. It makes me happy. And this is what this channel is all about. So make me happy and leave a comment and subscribe and hit that thumbs up. But no, we have created a monster. It's my fault. My daughter is turning into Bridezilla. They don't know I have this channel. I hope they never see this video. You know, she was just going to elope. She bought that nice wedding dress just to take photos in. She was going to go get married and then hire a photographer and a hair and makeup person and go have good photos. And I kept telling her, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Like, you're going to get married, elope, like at the courthouse, or have, not get married in the wedding dress that you bought, like, and then go have pictures in it, like playing dress up. I said, you want to look at your photo of you in your wedding dress and have a memory behind it, right? So I talked her into doing that elopement thing. And it's wonderful. If anybody wants a cheap wedding, go look into that. I mean, I'm sure all you have to do is Google it. And so, I mean, she's going to get married in Charleston, have a beautiful place to get photos. It comes with a photographer, a wedding planner. I mean, they're reaching out. She's already picked out her bouquet. She's already picked out his boutonniere. She's already picked out, she's already got her hair and makeup lined up coming to her hotel room that morning. She's already got the time for her venue. She's already picked out her wedding vows. She's got everything, you know, and it's so cheap. It's only going to be like $1,745. I mean, not counting her hotel room, you know, but anyway, but she's turning into Bridezilla, and rightfully so to a certain degree. So her wedding dress came in. She ordered it, gosh, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and it came in. And so, like 2 Saturdays ago, I think, we went and tried her dress on. It almost fit. She's short. We're short people, like 5'1" short. And so she just has to have a little bit taken up here. And you've got to understand, she's like a size, literally a size 0. Extra small. Beautiful. She's a beautiful, she's not heavy chested. She's got a long torso, long arms, naturally pretty tan skin. I mean, she's just beautiful complexion. Her legs are kind of long. I mean, even though we're 5'1", she is just like, she looks really good in tight fitting. You know how some people, they can just pull off that elegant look. Like everything, like her dresses look elegant on her. And she looks very put together, and it just looks so good on her. So she only needs a little bit done up here. And then she'll have to have a little bit cut off around the bottom. It's not a long train, but it does train just a little bit. But the material of the dress, there's no flowers, there's no frill. It's just straight. It's got buttons that go up the back, but it's a zipper with the fake pearl buttons. Very pretty. Square neck, tight fitting form. Not too much, though. It looks good. But the place that she bought her dress is a chain. So they have one in Columbia. Then they have one in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I think they have one in Monroe, one in Raleigh, and somewhere, whatever. So when she got her dress, that's when she came up with her wedding date. Like, she picked up the phone because they said, before we schedule you an appointment to get your dress fitted, or, what's the word? Sometimes my brain. Altered. Before we do your alterations, you have to have a wedding date, because they'll fit you in, because, you know, they have so many brides they're dealing with. So she came up with a wedding date the day that she tried on the dress. And so I said, just go with that date. And so she already had an appointment scheduled to go get fitted in Columbia. You could only go on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So she took a half day off work, already had her appointment time. And she has her shoes. And she gets a phone call yesterday. They're no longer doing alterations in Columbia. All of the dresses, all the alterations are now going to be done in Charlotte. Mimi, and they also said they were very frantic and very apologetic. So nice, though. They said that now Raleigh, Monroe, in Columbia, all of those locations are going to be sending all of their alterations to be done in Charlotte. They said they would take her dress to Charlotte, and also she could pick it back up in Columbia when it was ready, and they would store it for her and steam it for her and all of those things. She wouldn't have to go to Columbia and take it to Charlotte. It'd be there waiting. But they also gave her recommendations that if that didn't work, of some more seamstresses that have good reputations that might be able to help. So they gave her the phone number to Charlotte. She calls. They are panicking. You can tell because they're getting phone calls from all of these brides that got that message yesterday, but not just from the people from Columbia, but also the people from Monroe and Raleigh, and also the clients that they already had in Charlotte. And they're panicking. And so the girl said, hold on, let me go talk. And she said, there's no way they can talk to you today, but they'll call you back tomorrow. Nobody called back today. So my daughter kind of panicked. So she said, I'm not going to do that. So we looked around here where I live, and there's nobody that we would trust with a wedding dress. But one seamstress who said, I can do wedding dresses and I do really good, but she said I don't have the facility to do wedding gowns. She said her ceilings were too low, meaning I guess she hangs them up and hand does them. So, she just said she didn't have the facility to handle that. But she said she thought David's Bridal in Florence, South Carolina, they were now taking outside altercations. You didn't have to get your dress from there. So we called, and she's going on Sunday, which means now we have to go to Columbia tomorrow to get her dress, and then go to Florence on Sunday to have her fitted. But that's okay. But today, her little soon-to-be husband, they went to, I don't even know what the name is. It's a men's suit place that you can go get. There's big commercials. She was going to buy him a suit. He's going to get married in a suit and not a tux. And she already had the look picked out. But she thought he was going to go buy a suit. She went with him. She called me a little while ago. And you can hear him fussing in the background saying, don't panic. Quit worrying. Well, he had on black pants and a navy coat, and she said he's in between coat sizes. And I said, that's okay. They'll tailor it for him. And she said, not if he rents. He's going to rent a suit. And guess when it's going to get here? 2 days before the wedding. Meaning Thursday it's going to get here. They're leaving on Friday to go to Charleston. I'm leaving on Friday to go to Charleston. We're all going to spend the night in Charleston on Friday night. And I'm like, is it going to be too big? And then she said, and I don't know if I like the color tie that I chose. She said she got champagne or something. And she said, and I got him a white shirt. And I said, well, it's a suit. I said, you've got plenty of time to look and see what you really want. You'll have plenty of time to pick out a different tie. And you'll have plenty of time to get a different kind of shirt if you want a different type of shirt. And then she said, I'll let you go. And she hung up. She's turning into a bridezilla. She's getting stressed out. This is what she did not want. But why is he renting a suit? The man's got enough money to buy a suit. He needs a suit. And is it going to be too big if it's in between sizes? And what if it is too big and he picks it up on Thursday? I don't know. I mean, couldn't he just, is it that much of a, I mean, like that suit, the one he chose, is that expensive? I mean, I think you can get a decent suit for a man, probably for what, $400 maybe? I'm not talking about, he doesn't work in a job, he's not an attorney, he's not a undertaker, he doesn't work on Wall Street, he's not a CEO. I mean, the only time he'd ever wear the suit again is just for photographs, right? And just her family. So photographs and our family. And then, of course, you know, if somebody dies, he'll have a suit to wear. But I just think a man needs to own a suit. My son owns a suit. My husband owns suits. And every now and again, we'd have to buy a bigger size suit. But we didn't have to get an expensive suit. We just ran to Belk and bought a suit. And then if it had to be taken up in the sleeves, we went and had it tailored. But I would be panicking too if, can you imagine picking up what you're going to wear to your own wedding that's out of town? It's not a prom, Thursday, and you're leaving Friday. Anyway, she's turning into Bridezilla. And now she's looking at flowers, like her flowers. And she's just going to have a simple bouquet. It's going to be an 11 o'clock ceremony. 15, 20 minutes. And beautiful, you know, the ones that just, the stems are hanging down with a ribbon. It's a good size. Beautiful. The ones they had were beautiful. Now she's looking at the ones that cascade all the way down. And I'm like, what in the world? I said, what? No. Keep it simple. You weren't even going to have a bouquet. You were going to elope and just have somebody take your pictures. Now you're just going to, get a cake, a small cake, champagne, flowers, boutonniere or corsage, boutonniere, somebody who's a wedding, what do you call, officiant, someone to put the chairs up, take them down, a little wedding planner, hair and makeup that's coming to you, and a photographer. That's it. That's all you wanted. You got your shoes. You're going to have your dress. That's all you need, right? Just make sure you don't forget those things. So, we've got a Bridezilla. But you know what? It makes me happy. I just talked to my other daughter, and she's like, I told you, because she's the one who really went to the courthouse and got married. She was going to, we knew she was going to get married. But she just said, we're going to go get married at the courthouse. They were already living together. And he was working. And we had to take her over. And we were watching them meet each other in front of the courthouse because he met her there from work. And they got inside of the courthouse. And then she called and she said, do y'all want to come? And we said, yeah. So we jumped out of our vehicle and went running and got in the elevator and watched her get married. 5 minutes, done. Didn't cost any money. My husband and I went and got a little wedding type cake from Walmart because she told us, you know, like that day or the day before. I even got the little cake topper from Walmart, got some champagne flukes, some champagne, And we set that up with her. So they went home and had their own cake and champagne. And I think we got, we gave them a dinner, like money to go get dinner for that night. But that's all she wanted. And so I was just speaking to her, and she said, yep, she should have gone to the courthouse. And see, me, I got married in front of a Christmas tree. Mine was really a quick wedding, too. And I said, well, I did it. I'm the one who told that child she was stupid for having a wedding dress and not having a memory to go along with it. So I am going to find joy every time she gets upset, every time she says, I've got to go, bye, and just hangs the phone up. I'm going to laugh, and I'm just going to say, I did this. It's your fault. You did it. And I'm not going to feel guilty about being happy about it. I'm not going to feel guilty about going, maybe having to go to Columbia tomorrow whenever I wanted to get all this done and paint this room. I'm not going to get mad or upset when I have to go and with her to try on the dress and get it fitted. I'm not going to get mad when she tells me that she doesn't want to do this. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to cancel it and we're going to go and elope. I'm going to talk her off of that bridge and say, no, you're not. You're going to go have this little wedding and you're going to love it. And you're going to be happy when you look back on those pictures. I think I'm right? Let me know in the comments if you think I'm right. I don't know. But with all that being said, I'm happy. I am extremely happy that I've created a Bridezilla. So as bad as I felt yesterday, it turned out to be a decent day. I woke up this morning, no headache, didn't even feel like my eyes were strained, my head felt good. Woke up with all this energy. Haven't done a daggone thing on my list except get my hair cut. I spoke to a friend of mine that she's a really good friend, but we don't speak often. And when we do speak, it usually lasts about an hour and a half to do the catch up. So we did that hour and a half of catch up, and then I've had a few phone calls from Bridezilla. I think by the time they left and went to Men's World, is that what it's called? I don't know. I think she's called me 3 times. And so I haven't been able to accomplish much. But it's early still. It's it's probably 5 o'clock, 5:30. And it's Friday. And so hopefully, maybe I will not have to go to Columbia tomorrow. Her fiance is off. And I heard him say, well, you don't want me to see your wedding dress. He's trying to get out of it. And he's a golfer, and it's beautiful weather here. I can't remember exactly what the temperature was today, but I think the high was supposed to be like 74. Beautiful weather. If it could stay like this year round, it would be awesome. But I do want a little bit of winter. I like winter. I don't want too much winter, but, you know, and I like spring. So I guess we get our spring in the winter, and then our summer comes in spring and stays until winter. Because we don't get a fall either, really. It's kind of funny. South Carolina weather's funny. You know what you're going to get if you move to Florida, but when you move to South Carolina, you just don't know what you're going to get. And so we're kind of in between. We can get all seasons in, we can get every season in 2 weeks. No problem. We can have snow, we can have summer, we can have springtime weather, and we can have fall. You just never know. You never put your winter clothes well, you always put your winter clothes up in the summertime, but you never put your summer clothes up. Sometimes you'll be wearing shorts on Christmas Day. It's that hot. You know, not hot enough to go lay out and go swimming hot, but hot enough to wear shorts. So, a beautiful day. Can't complain. And he wants to play golf, right? And I heard him tell her that you don't want me to see the wedding dress. And I heard her say to him, you know, she's got me on speaker. And I heard her say to him, it's gonna be in a dress bag. You will not see it. And he said, whatever, I just figured you'd want your mom to go with you. And she said, what, you don't want to go with me? You know, he doesn't want to go to Columbia to pick up a wedding dress. I don't either. But I did it. So I've got to, if she says he doesn't want to go, I'm going to go and I'm going to smile the whole way. She might have to, we might have to stop when we get home and have a toddy somewhere. You know, I haven't had a good, I mean, I did have a mimosa the other day, but it might, if I go to Columbia tomorrow, Juju will be at a bar drinking a good toddy tomorrow night. I won't be there partying. I'll have one, maybe two, and then I'll come home. If I go to Columbia. And if not, if I don't go to Columbia, I had planned to go get some paint. I know I can at least paint one wall, right? One wall. Because I've got to take, it's too dark in here. I can't take good pictures to sell my stuff on eBay. And Juju's got to make some money. I only sold one item this week. I'm not going to be able to go on vacation. And you know how much I actually made off of that one item? After I paid my eBay fees. You got to understand, thank God the item was free. Because if I had gone and bought it, but I would never buy anything like this. It was only like a $15 item that sold. But after my, and it's according to where it travels to, right? Like, shipping has gotten outrageous. And I offer free shipping. And everything I list from here on out, I'm not going to do free shipping. So, no, after I paid my eBay fees and my shipping fees, you know what they deposited? $3.60 some odd cents. I can't go on vacation with only $3. And then you got to understand, if I make over, what is it, $600 in profit. I keep good records, though. It's not hard to keep your eBay records because right now all of my stuff is basically free that I sell. But if I buy it, I do log it into a little book. And I can write off my mileage, you know, things like that. So I shouldn't have too much of a profit. But gosh, can you imagine me paying taxes too? Taxes are almost, what, 40% of your income, like your profit? If that was a profit, or if it's a profit, how much would that be? $1 and something cents I made. I can't go on vacation with that. Juju's got to make some money. I've got to start listing. Oh, Juju. This ADD will get the best of you. Well, y'all have a great night. My devotion was good. I made my bed. I did my devotion. I went and got my hair cut. What else did I do that was productive? Oh, I washed some clothes. I folded up clothes. I put them away. That's all I've done. Fed and watered the cats and the dogs. Talked to good friends. That's a good thing. I talked to a very, very good friend, and I spent time with my daughter. And it looks like I'm going to be spending some more time with her tomorrow and the next day. not for doing things that are good. It's going to be in Bridezilla mode. It's going to be like I'm living with a teenager again, a teenage daughter. They're the worst. I only had one son, but those teenage daughters, woo. And I remember being a teenage daughter. It's not for the, you have to have some, you have to be ready because those girls are tough. It's going to be like she's a teenager again. But no, she's got a good head on her shoulders. She'll be okay. We'll level her out. But I'm just going to smile, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to find my joy. Be careful for what you ask for. Y'all have a good night. Bye.